Hi, hello, good morning dear students. Myself Madhusidaya BS, Social Science teacher, BLR High School, Sirigere. Welcome back to my Social Science class. Dear students, in the early session, we had discussed about founder of Mauryas and the famous kings of Mauryas and the reference sources of Mauryas in the last period. Now let us understand Buddhism and Ashoka. Buddhism and Ashoka. Ashoka waged a war against Kalinga. In Kalinga war, it is one of the saddest news to Ashoka. 1,50,000 people were killed in this war. Hence, this is a heartbroken incident to Ashoka. Ashoka left the war. He decided to not wage war. Then he accepted Buddhism. So victory of religion is better than victory in the battle. He understood that. Ashoka realized that after Kalinga war, victory of religion is better than victory of battle. So hence he accepted Buddhism. Ashoka declared all his citizens are his children. This is one of the most important aspects. All the citizens are his children. This makes by Buddhism. He inspired by Buddhism and he declared that all should be loyal to their parents. All should be there loyal to their parents and respect their elders and the Guru's teachers. This is the message. This is the message to today's country people. In the before Common Era, Ashoka declared that all should be loyal to their parents. Nowadays, so we also following this message. We all respect our children and loyal to our parents and respect to our parents and respect their elders and Guru's teachers also. He wanted people to show compassion to poor and slaves too. Then his message is very wonderful. Live and let live. Live and let live. Live and let live. This is a big message to people by Ashoka. He inspired by Buddhism. He wanted people to show compassion to poor and slaves to then live and let live is the big message by Ashoka. Then he appointed Dharma Mahamatras. Dharma Mahamatras. Dharma Mahamatras. Dharma Mahamatras. Ashoka appointed officers named. He appointed officers named Dharma Mahamatra to preach principles of Buddhism. Why Ashoka appointed Dharma Mahamatras? To preach principles of Buddhism. Principles of Buddhism. The great Emperor Ashoka appointed officers named Dharma Mahamatras. Dharma Mahamatras, the work or duty of Dharma Mahamatras is to preach principles of Buddhism. Then he installed inscriptions. All across the kingdom to preach the message of Buddhism. Inscription. He installed installed inscriptions. Ashoka installed many inscriptions throughout the kingdom to preach the message of Buddhism. Then the preachers were sent other countries as well. A person named was Rakshita was sent to Banavasi, and another person by name Mahadeva was sent to Mysore. It means Mahishanad. It means Mysore. Yes, preachers were sent to other foreign countries also. A person named Rakshita was sent to Banavasi in Karnataka today, and another person by name Mahadeva was sent to Mandala. It means Mysore. Many preachers were sent to many foreign countries also because of to preach the principles of Buddhism. He also sent his son Rahula and Sangamitre to Sri Lanka. Then many preachers also foreign countries, many countries. Then Ashoka's son Sangamitre and Rahula and Sangamitre. Rahula and Sangamitre were the son and daughter of Ashoka. He also sent his son Rahula and daughter Sangamitre to Sri Lanka because to preach the principles of Buddhism. In 250 before Common Era, he organized the third Buddhist conference at Pataliputra. It is very important. Third Buddhist conference held at Pataliputra. What is Pataliputra? So Pataliputra is the capital of Ashoka or Mauryas, the capital city of Mauryas. Dear students, these are the important aspects about Buddhism and Ashoka. What are the contributions of Ashoka to spread the Buddhism? Here, he also held a third Buddhist conference at Pataliputra in 250 BCE, before Common Era. Yes, dear students, in 250 BCE, Ashoka organized the third Buddhist conference at Pataliputra. But these are the contributions about Buddhism by Ashoka. After the Kalinga War, Ashoka accepted Buddhism. So what are the contributions of Buddhism? Number one is, after the battle of Kalinga, then he left the war. Then he decided to not war. He decided do not want to participate in wars. He left the wars. Then he accepted Buddhism and he realized the victory of religion is better than victory of battle. After the Kalinga War, Ashoka realized the victory of religion is better than victory of the battle. Hence he accepted Buddhism and he declared many messages. Then he declared all should respect elders, parents and gurus, and also he declared the loyalty to his parents. Then he also declared that all the citizens were of his people. So this time, then he ordered the abolition of killing animals and the birds in his kingdom. Then the big message by Ashoka, live and let live. Ashoka appointed the officers named Dharma Mahamatras to preach principles of Buddhism. Ashoka installed many inscriptions throughout the kingdom to preach principles of Buddhism. Then many preachers were sent abroad or foreign countries to preach principles of Buddhism. Then in some Mahendra and others were sent to, Mahendra was sent to Mahishanadu or Mysore, and one more a preacher sent to Banavasi in Karnataka. Then Rahula and Sangamitre. Rahula was the son of Ashoka and Sangamitre was the daughter of Ashoka. He sent Sri Lanka to preach principles of Buddhism. The last one is very important. Ashoka organized third Buddhist conference held at Pataliputra in 250 before Common Era. So these are the contributions of Ashoka to spread Buddhism. Then Ashoka's inscription. Now let us understand inscriptions of Ashoka or Ashoka's inscriptions. Ashoka's inscriptions. Yes, Ashoka's inscription. Dear students, already we know that Ashoka is called as father of inscription. Father of inscriptions. Yes, who is considered as the father of inscriptions? Yes, Ashoka is called as the father of inscription. Till today, his inscriptions are the first inscription to be read in India. In 1837 Common Era, a British officer called James Prinsep. A British officer called James Prinsep, this disappeared Ashoka's. It means read. Disappear means read. A British officer called James Prinsep read Ashoka's inscriptions for the first time. Once again, in 1837, before Common Era, a British officer called James Prinsep deciphered Ashoka's inscriptions for the first time. In all the inscriptions, instead of his name, titles Dharma, Devanapriya and Priyadarshini. Devanapriya and Priyadarshini. Yes, it is all inscriptions of Ashoka. Instead of Ashoka's name is titles. What are the titles of Ashoka? The first one is Devanapriya and second one is Priyadarshini. These are the titles of Ashoka. So in all the inscriptions, instead of his name, the titles like Devanapriya and Priyadarshini were used in all the inscriptions. Then number one, Charles Baden. Charles Baden, a British engineer, read the inscription at Masjid of Raichur in 1915 Common Era. Charles Baden. Dear students, Yes, here the President of America Joe Biden, but an British engineer called Charles Baden, an engineer, read an inscription at Musky of Raichur. Musky of Raichur. So Musky of Raichur inscription was read by Charles Baden in 1915 Common Era. Yes, in the inscription, Devanampriya and Priyadarshini Ashoka reference appear for the first time. First time. Yes. In the Musky of Raichur, Devanampriya and Priyadarshini, the titles of Ashoka reference appears for the first time in Musky inscription of Raichur district. As based on this, it was decided that Devanampriya and Priyadarshini are the same. So later in the inscriptions the name Ashoka appears. Ashoka appears. These are the important aspects or points of inscriptions of Ashoka. Now let us understand administration system of Ashoka. Yes, dear friends, take down these points. Is it over? I shall repeat. Yes. Now let us understand administrative system. Administrative system. What are the administrative systems of Ashoka and other important emperors? Administrative system. Administrative system of Mauryas. Yes, the Maurya Empire had centralized administration system. Yes, Maurya Empire had which type of administration system? Centralized administration system. Yes, Mauryas had centralized administration system. The powers were concentrated in the hands of only king. The king has all the powers. The king had all the powers. It means the power was concentrated in the hands of king. Hence, the Mauryas had centralized administrative system. Hence, a used member of officials unseen before were appointed to run the administration. Yes, today the Chief Minister and Prime Minister of our country, Chief Minister of our state has used number of officials and used number of ministers to unseen to lead the administration. So this type they use number of officials, they are unseen before were appointed to run the administration. So there was a strong espionage network. In the Maurya's administration system, a strong espionage network like ministers, priests, prince and generals were the highest subordinate of the king. Yes, many officials were appointed to run the use of officials to run the administration system. Then strong espionage, a strong espionage. There was a strong espionage network. Yes, the officials like the minister, then priest, then prince, generals, etc. Yes, there was a strong espionage network. Minister, priest, then princes, then prince, generals were the higher subordinate to the king. Higher subordinate, who are the higher subordinate to the king? Then minister, priest, prince and generals. The empire was divided into provinces. Then these were ruled by either princes or the relatives of the king's family. Takshashila, Ujjain, then Dhauli, Suvarnagiri and Girna were the regional administrative centers. Regional administrative centers. So the empire was divided into provinces. Divided into provinces. Empire, it means kingdom, was divided into provinces. Dear students, these provinces were ruled by princes and the relatives of the king's family. Yes, which are the provinces in the Ashoka's or Maurya's kingdom? Takshashila, Ujjain, then Dhauli, Suvarnagiri and Girna were the regional administrative centers. Then officials like Rajuka, then justice officer, then Yukta, information recording officers and others were there. Then Rajuka. Yes, Rujika was an official, so justice officer, then Yukta, justice officer. Yes, who was the justice officer? Yes, Rujika. Then information officer, Yukta, and others were there. The administration of Pataliputra was done by a group of 6 committees consisting of 30 officials. So, the Pataliputra is the capital city of Mauryas. Yes, Pataliputra's administration was done by the group of 6 committees. Pataliputra. 6 committees. 30 members. Then the administration of Pataliputra was done by a group of 6 committees consisting of 30 officials or 30 members. Yes, these are the important aspects of administrative system of Mauryas. Once again, administrative system of Mauryas. Mauryas had the centralized administrative system. Then the officials were appointed to run the administrative system. A strong espionage, there was a strong espionage network. Then ministers, priests, princes and generals were the higher subordinates to the king. The whole empire was divided into provinces. These provinces were ruled by princes or the relatives of the king's family. Then Rajuka, he was an official appointed by the king of Mauryas. His duty justice officer. Who was the justice officer of Mauryas? Rajuka. Then Yukta, he was an information officer. Then Pataliputra, the administrative system of Pataliputra. So Pataliputra was divided into 6 committees, administrated by 6 committees of consists of 30 officials. Then let us understand the economic system of Mauryas. After the administrative system of Mauryas, let us understand economic system. Economic system. economic system. Yes, there are evidences which prove that the lake and canal system of irrigation was good during the Maurya's period. It means irrigation. Yes, during the Maurya's period, there are many evidences which prove that the lake and canals of irrigation was good during the Mauryan period. It means the main occupation of Maurya dynasty is agriculture. Some evidences which are prove that lake and canals of irrigation was very good during the Maurya's period. Then Pushyagupta, a governor during the reign of Chandragupta Maurya, had built Sudarshana Sarovara, a dam in Junagadh of Gujarat today. Yes, Pushyagupta. Pushyagupta was an officer. Pushyagupta, a governor during the reign of Chandragupta Maurya, built Sudarshana Sarovar. Yes, who built Sudarshana Sarovar? Pushyagupta, a governor during the reign of Chandragupta Maurya, who built Sudarshana Sarovara, today a dam in Junagadh of Gujarat. An officer named Tushaspa during the reign of Ashoka built a canal system for this dam. Then Megasthenes had also recorded the existence of irrigation canal. Tushaspa. One more official, Tushaspa. Yes, Tushaspa, he was an officer during the reign of Ashoka. An officer named Tushaspa during the reign of Ashoka built the canal system to Sardar Sarovar. Sudarshan Sarovar for this dam. Megasthenes had also recorded in his book Indica existence of irrigation canals in Maurya's period. The government was managing the agricultural sector. Then prisoners of war and slaves were engaged in agricultural activities. So we know that agriculture was the main occupation. So the government was managing the agriculture. So which is managing agriculture? Yes, agriculture was managed by the government. The agricultural sector was managed by the government. Prisoners of war and slaves were engaged in the agricultural activities. Then land tax. Land tax was the main source or the major source. Land tax was the main source of revenue. Which is the main source of revenue? Land tax. Land tax was the main source of revenue for the state. A farmer was expected to pay 1/4 of his income as tax to the state. 1/4. A land tax was the major or the main source of revenue to the state. A farmer was expected to pay 1/4 of his income as tax to the state. Then officers named Samaharatra. Yes, Samaharatra. Then Sannidatta were in charge of the tax collection. Officers were also custodians of the royal treasury. Samaharta. Yes, Sama Samaharta and Sannidatta. Samartha and Sannidatta were the officials to collect tax collection officers. Dear students, Samaharta and Sannidatta were the tax collection officers. So officers name Samaharta and Sannidatta were the in charge of the tax collection, and also they were the custodians of the royal treasury, state treasury. Who are the custodians of the royal treasury? Samaharta and Sannidatta were the custodians of royal treasury. Then the technology of producing metal alloys had allowed during the reign of Mauryas. Alloys. As a result, urban-based artifacts production and their marketing found place in the economy of Mauryas along with the agriculture. Alloys. Alloys means metals. Alloys. The technology of producing metal, it means alloys, had evolved, developed in during the region of Mauryas. As a result, urban-based artifacts production and their marketing found place in the economy of Mauryas along with the agriculture. And then there were the major roads connecting to the different parts of the empire and Pataliputra, the capital city of Mauryas. Major roads, major national highways, major roads in the during the period of Ashoka, they were also known as highways. There were major roads connecting different parts of the empire from Pataliputra, capital city of Maurya. A major road to Nepal passing through Vaishali and Champaranya from the Pataliputra was also there. A major road to the Nepal passing through Vaishali to Champaranya from Pataliputra was also there. Passing a major road to Nepal passing through Vaishali and Champaranya from Pataliputra was also here. A highway to Takshashila from Kaushambi passing through the present Delhi to Punjab. Yes, the road today the road of Delhi to Punjab, which was developed from ancient Ashoka's period. A highway to Takshashila from Kaushambi passing through the present Delhi and Punjab was there. Then merchants were transporting goods on these roads to sell within the outside the empire, and Kachu marked silver coins were in the circulation in the Maurya kingdom. Yes, Kachu marked silver coins were circulation. Kachu marked. See, Kachu marked silver coins were circulation throughout the Mauryan kingdom. The period is marked as the second phase of urbanization. So, which period is marked as the second phase of urbanization? Yes, the Mauryan dynasty or Maurya's kingdom or Maurya's period is marked as the second phase of urbanization. Dear students, so these are the important points of economic system and administrative system. Once again, economic system of Maurya. So economic system, so many evidences prove the irrigation system was very good during the reign of Chandragupta Maurya. Then Pushyagupta was a governor. He built Sudarshana Sarovara today in Junagadh of Gujarat. Then Tushaspa was an officer during the reign of Ashoka. he built a canal system to this dam. Then Megasthenes he recorded these developments in his book Indica. Then land tax was the main source of state. A farmer must pay 1/4 tax to the pay tax to the 1/4 of his revenue. A farmer pay 1/4 revenue tax of revenue in his source, in his income. Then Samahatra and Sanidatta were the in charge of tax collection, and also they were known as the custodians of royal treasury. Then many evidences prove that alloys, many productions to metal alloys during the Gupta's period. Then the major roads to Nepal in Takshashila and Kaushambi, then Champaranya, then Punjab to Delhi. So these are the major roads developed in the Ashokan period. So these are the economic systems of Mauryas. Dear students, I hope that you understood very well. So remaining social systems and contributions of Mauryas to art, architecture, religion, education, etc. are discussed in the next period. Thank you.